This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so we're going to start the meeting at 7 o'clock. Rosalind, I had just explained to Tom that Walt cannot attend these meetings, and we're going to come back to setting a date at the end of the agenda for tonight. So Walt will not be with us tonight, and I got an email from Maureen a few hours ago. She misplaced the dates and forgot that we had a meeting tonight. So it's the three of us, and we are a quorum, so this is legitimate, and we can go ahead. The first thing that's on the agenda is the approval of the very brief minutes for the last meeting we had on February 28th, which I sent out to everybody. So,
I move to approve those minutes.
okay. And
Second.
thank you. Are we all in agreement? Motion
Aye.
made. Everybody approve the minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
Rosalind?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you both. That was easy enough. The sustainable team trainings, Walt and I completed that. I know I sent you all the summer hours, and Rosalind, I know we clarified that you did not do that, that you didn't do the spring one. So I don't know if I sent it out, I think a week ahead of time, which is when I got it. Are either of you doing the summer training?
I'm not signed up for it.
No, I can't make the dates.
Yeah, I know, Rosalind. You said you had other issues. I understand that. Okay. Hopefully, we need a third person. So as soon as the fall dates come out, I will send them out to everybody.
Okay.
And we'll try again. It's not a crucial issue, but it is something we need to get done. So we have 3 people on the team who can do that. Okay, Roz?
Okay.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, thank you. Number 5 on our agenda. I think we're going to have a short meeting tonight, which would be okay. Implementing action items. Let me tell you, I sent you all this afternoon. If you didn't have a chance to read it, I understand that totally. But, and Roz, I know you're aware of this.
Yes.
The Sustainable Connecticut has what, if you get a chance, if you haven't read it, don't worry about it. It's in your email from me. You'll be able to see it at your leisure. So I'm not going to read it, but I'll just summarize it. Sustainable Connecticut, the overall program, has developed a 2023 fellowship program. And what I sent to you all explains it a bit. The Sustainable Connecticut Fellowship Program, and I'm just reading a bit of it, provides an exceptional opportunity for highly qualified young people to work closely with municipalities and regional organizations on various sustainability projects. Then there is a couple of more paragraphs of information, and then there is a list of people. So when you look at that list, and if you've got, I can either put this in the chat box, or if you both just want to write this down, the 2 people that have been assigned to the Lower Connecticut River Valley COG, the first one, her name is Summer Mitchell, and it's on that list that I sent out.
I'm sorry, did you say Summer Mitchell?
Summer Mitchell. Do you want me to type it in the chat box?
No, that's fine.
All right.
Is it S-O-M-E-R?
Summer Mitchell, yeah. And the
Okay.
other young woman first name is Devin, Devin Sturdivant, Sturtevant. And my schedule has been absolutely insane for the past month. So when I spoke to Devin, it turned out that what we all had was a time to meet like the next day. So I met with him just about a week ago. And I did invite them to join us tonight, but Summer works at night and Devin couldn't make it. But I'll give you some information and we'll go from there. They are both very, very lovely young ladies. Summer is, she's at UConn. I took some notes. Summer's at UConn and she's majoring in environmental studies and she's entering her senior year. Things that are interesting to her are water contamination, drainage issues that are polluting wetlands, composting, and affordable housing. Tom, affordable housing, because I'm going to come back to you. And Rosalind, the things that Devin is interested in, composting and recycling. And when she heard that the town just got the textile recycling program, she got very excited, Roz. So thank you for that, because she got excited about it too. And in talking with them, these two young ladies have been assigned to the River Cog, which isn't just Killingworth, it's 17 towns. How they are going to manage working with 17 towns for 3 months is interesting. But they're so enthusiastic. And you know, they were so nice because I think that they're so involved and so interested in their majors are both in environmental studies. And I think they know a lot more, but they're just they're not the kind of people who want to force what they know on everybody else and treat everybody else as if they're idiots, which can happen. They are just very lovely young ladies, and they would like to offer their help for us. It's specifically when I mentioned the textile recycling and I mentioned the housing plan, Tom, that you had worked on, and Roz, you had worked on the textile recycling. And I started talking to Walt about food scrap recycling. What they would be interested in doing is helping our Killingworth Sustainable Connecticut team earn the points that the things that you guys have been working on. And if we earn enough points, we get one of those prized certificates from Sustainable Connecticut. We're not there yet, and it could take a year, but we can get started. So I'll just finish and then I'll give you some information. The phone, I'd like to give you both the phone numbers so you have both phone numbers. All right.
Okay.
So Tom, for you, your primary focus would be Summer, and her phone number is 860-680-9572. Want me to repeat it?
No, I got
860. Okay.
it. Yep,
And Roz,
680-9572.
exactly. And Roz, the phone number for Devin is 708-616-9111. Okay?
Yep.
All right. And what they suggested, and I think it makes absolute sense, is they gave me also the numbers on the action plan, which I know that you both have that. When I mentioned the textile recycling, which could get us 10 points, which would be great. The benefit to the textile recycling for getting so many points is because it's not a mandatory recycling item. We're doing that even though it's not mandatory for the state, which many other things are. So that action is, Roz, the number they gave me for that is 9.3. So you'll want to double check that. And for the housing, and I mentioned, the housing plan and so forth, the number for that would be, sorry, bear with me. 11.3. So
Okay.
so you can find it, there's like all these pages of action plans. So just that, and they were very helpful in finding it while I was talking with them. Devin went online and she pulled it up. So they're familiar with what's needed. And what I was hoping was that each of you would be willing to call these young ladies and let them help you to identify the paperwork that needs to be completed so we can get these points in place. Does that make sense to both of you?
Yes, absolutely. So
Great.
but they theoretically can be getting calls from 17 different towns.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Wow.
what I can do is call each of them ahead of time and let them know, or just email and let them know that you guys will be reaching out.
Sure.
Roz?
Okay.
Yeah,
Roz, how are you? Is that okay
yeah,
with you too?
yeah, I can do it. I've been attending a couple of the sustainable CT coffee hours, and that's where
I
they
know. Yeah.
the concept of these interns. So I'm familiar with what they're able to do and how they do it. So I can get in contact with Devin. That's fine.
Great.
So
Great.
yeah, and I definitely, express interest that this would be a help for us, because just like going through the paperwork would be really helpful, and doing that for, just so that we can get all the credit of things that we've already done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I mentioned to them, because I wasn't sure about it, were the displays that have been going up in the library for the past couple of months. The current display is the one on recycling and how to recycle things in a way that they don't wind up killing animals when they go into landfill. And then before that, it was the one on composting. And the next one will be on invasive insects. And when I mentioned the displays in the library, they weren't sure. They weren't sure if displays would count for points, but I'm going to follow up and double check. What they would need for any display that we do set up are photographs, and I have them. I do photography on the side, folks, so I'll point a camera at anything. So I think we're in good shape with this. Again, nothing happens overnight, but step by step, I think we're moving forward. You've both done great stuff. It's just terrific. It's really good. So that's my whole spiel on the fellows who would be working with us. Anything else either of you want to bring up on that?
No.
I'm good.
Okay. Roz?
So are we? I just wanted to say, following up, I don't know if this is where you want me to say this about the coffee hours. I included you on that email. Really interesting one on grants, and grants that can be used for a bunch of different things. And I included a write-up with links and everything, and the fact that Sustainable CT will connect us with organizations to help write these grants. So I thought it was
Right.
a really wonderful resource. Couple of the ones in particular that I thought were really interesting. There's a big push to get school buses from diesel to electric,
Oh,
and
yeah.
there's a bunch of federal money now, and the state is really happy and willing to help municipalities write grants. And the good news is that it doesn't have to be replacing the whole fleet. There are grants to just like fund like one bus, two buses. And I thought that, you know, that might be in particular something that the school district would be interested in, especially because we're a rural school district and our buses travel a lot of miles. So if we
Yeah.
could cut down on diesel costs, that might be well worth it. So I don't know if, you know, I sent that email, I didn't hear anything from folks, so I don't know who like handles our grant work or what. But it was really
And
interesting.
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, Roz. Go ahead. I thought you were done.
I was just saying that it was really interesting, and I think that it
Yeah.
would be really great opportunity for us as a town to take advantage of something like that, especially if someone's willing to pay to make it both environmentally sustainable and financially sustainable. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a very good thought, and I think that's something that we could probably follow through with, probably more in the fall when the schools are more accessible and administrators are around. I know that grants have been written by several different people in town. I don't know who they are. I have a background in grant writing, which is one of the little hats I wear. I haven't written a grant in about 8 years, but I would be willing to sit in and work with anybody who's doing that.
yes,
But I think it's a very good thing for us to be aware of and to follow through on. That's, yeah.
yes.
I don't know, Tom, what are your thoughts?
I'm all about getting money, getting free money. Absolutely.
Yeah, oh
Um,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, we've got to pay attention to things like this and
yes,
make sure we're not missing any opportunities.
Yes, one of the things that I said that would be helpful for Sustainable CT to do, and I can follow up with Devin about this, is to come up, because they were throwing a bunch of dates and information, and I said, you know, it would be really nice to have a spreadsheet of the opportunities and who would be qualified and when the due dates were.
Hmm,
So I sent that in as a suggestion, and I haven't heard anything back. So I can follow up with Devin about that as well.
great,
And I also have a background in grant writing and grant review. So
okay,
yes, so that I think it would be really great to take advantage of an
yep,
opportunity like this.
yeah, great. I'm gonna stick that right in the minutes, absolutely.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'll
Okay,
follow up with her about that too and see if they can get us that.
okay, good idea. Anything else before we just do a quick follow-up on Earth Day follow-up? Okay, the Earth Day program, which was sponsored by the Killingworth Women's Organization, a lot of people put a lot of effort into it, and the weather was lousy. It was 50 degrees and overcast and a little bit showery. Not very many people attended. There was very few people who came through. We had the Conservation Commission. I put up a double table with a lot of good information. Jim Fulmer came and helped out. And next to us was the Evergreen Garden Club, had a lovely display. In the 4 hours that we were all out there hoping people would show up, maybe 10 people came by.
Wow.
It was unfortunate. No children at all. And we were all prepared for kids too. No children. And I know, Roz, you were involved with the Repair Cafe. How did that go?
Yes, it went really well. We had, and I don't remember the number of people, but I think we had about 20 like families come through. I believe that's the number. Don't hold me to that. But we thought it was pretty well attended for a pretty rainy, cloudy day. And
Yeah.
I think it generated buzz because there were a lot of people who wandered in who didn't even know that it was happening, and they really wanted. They were like, "Oh, I have this to fix at home. I wish I would have known about this. Can you do it? Can you do it again so I could take advantage?" So I think now that people know, and that they know what could be fixed, there was so many people who brought knives and like bags of knives to be sharpened, and garden
Well,
tools. So we were kind of surprised at the categories that folks didn't take advantage of, but like the clothing didn't have too many people take advantage of it, even though we heard that that was going to be a popular thing. The people just didn't come. But I think it, the board was very happy at the about the program and how it went. So I think there would be support to do another one next year.
the library board, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and excuse me. I'm sorry, this is just allergies. Um, and I know that a lot of people put a lot of effort into setting things up for Earth Day. And it was too bad we didn't get a bigger turnout, but the Killingworth Women's Organization is going to be working on that. And, we could create our own Earth Day as far as that goes. Killingworth Earth Day, do it all again, which I will bring up with Nancy McCormick next time I see her. Okay, thanks, Roz. So it was a great effort, poor attendance, but next time it will go. The textile recycling update. I know what happened, but Tom, Roz, maybe you could just briefly bring us up to date so that Tom is aware of what was happening, or what has happened.
Sure. So the town voted and contracted with Bay State Textiles, which is an organization
Right.
that takes textiles for recycling, and they will take the textiles that can be reused, and they'll reuse them. Or if they can't be, they will break them down into different types of materials and products. And the town gets a portion of money, and it's a win because we get some help with financial sustainability and also environmental sustainability, and they're able to recycle a lot more than just like what you would think of as typical clothing. They can recycle shoes, which is really great because old shoes, they're trying to find a place to recycle them can be pretty difficult. Also stuffed animals. So if you have old stuffed animals, you can put them there and they will be recycled or reused. So it's a box at the transfer station and it gets emptied by Bay State. And we do not have any data yet. It's too soon to see how much textile we have to be recycled. But so far, everyone who hears about it is very excited at all of the things that can be recycled. There's a list on their website, and yeah, so far I've heard that it's going well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's good because that actually answers one of the questions I had was if there's been any awareness of how successful it's been, but it's just really gotten started. And my understanding is also that the town gets something between $100 and $120 for every ton of textiling that they collect, which is fine.
yeah. I mean,
It's not a lot, but it certainly is something, and that's great.
Yes, absolutely. And we don't have to pay for it, which is the other thing too.
Exactly.
Pay
Yeah.
to dispose of it.
Yeah.
Roz, where is that box at the transfer station? I haven't noticed it.
It's sort of smaller than you would think. It's smaller than the ones that you see in parking lots. But it is located at the transfer station, and if you ask any of the attendants, they can point you to it. So yeah.
Is there signage there?
So Bay State is supposed to be working on it. They have a decal that's going to go on it, but as far as other signage, no, not yet.
Okay. Okay, I'll look
Right.
for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great program.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Oh, okay. That's it for our agenda. Next item on the agenda is setting a date for the next meeting. Okay. Roz, I'll explain to you what I was telling Tom before we got started. There are some problems with doing this on a Tuesday night. Right now, we have no more dates set. So
Okay.
what I'll do to try to get some good feedback from everybody is I'll send you guys out an email probably in the next couple of days. And just asking everybody to give me at least 3 or 4 days or and times that would work for you to attend these meetings. We do not have to have more than 3 meetings a year. So we're not talking about every other week. We're not talking about every other month. But I still need to know when people generally would be available so we can begin to set up some dates. So I'll send that out to you in the next couple of days, folks. I'm technically on vacation this week, and that's doesn't seem to be happening. So I will ignore I'm on vacation and try to get this out to you by Friday. That's the best I can do.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Is there anything else before we adjourn? Okay, thank you both so much. Blessings on both of you. Have a great 4th of July.
Thank you, you too.
Okay,
Thank you,
take
guys.
care.
Bye.
Good night.
This conference will now be recorded.
No, it won't.
This conference